This is Power Panda with episode 6 of Divergent Paths. When we last left off, we were just outside of the Phantom Forest. I don't have a ton of time today, but we're going to see if we can get through the entire Phantom Forest segment. First off, I want to show off something I haven't shown off in previous videos, which is that the name of blitzes now appears on the status screen for Sabin, or on the skills screen. And also for Bushido, you get your description of the Bushido techniques and their name. So, with that, let's go into the Phantom Forest. You're going to see that the Phantom Forest itself is not really changed, aside from the fact that it's been rearranged a little bit. So, Phantom Forest, we get Recovery Spring. And then coming down, we get to this section where, I don't remember, I think it's here that we have to go. No, that brings us back to the entrance. That's okay. Hopefully we'll still have time. May as well recover while we're here. Now, the interesting thing about the lake is that it's not a foreground tile, it's actually the background. Rather than putting it over the top of the land, they just made a hole in the land and made the lake show through from the background tiles. Which, something that makes sense in hindsight, but you don't really think of it when you're playing through the game. Okay, we are going to keep a tally of how many times we can use tools without them breaking, so that's 1. Now we're going to go down, and down will bring us to the place where there's a train in the background. Two. And the tool was broken. So much for 1 in 44. We're going to check to see how often that happens. And we'll change the coding if it's happening way too often. There's a train here? But I thought Doma's railway had been destroyed. There may be survivors inside. Let's take a look. Hey! We can get in right here. So Sabin, we can't just wander around out here. We have to go on board. Sabin, I really think we should... Don't worry. So Sabin! All aboard! We need to leave. This train's haunted. It's moving. If we don't get off now, it won't open. We're too late. What's with this train? This is the Phantom train. It carries the departed to the other side. Wait a sec, I don't want to go there. Yeah, if I die, the world's women will grieve. We all have to go sometime. No, we have things to do here. This train is a machine, right? If we find the engine room, I can shut it down. So, Phantom Train is where Sabin gets his chance to shine. That ghost will join us if we get a chance to talk to it. Edgar took a little bit more prominence when we were in the Imperial camp, but this is all Sabin's goofy fun. Except for one scene which I will show you. So first off, let's get this ghost. What is it? Seems to want to come with us. Should we bring it along? Sure. Received a tent. Oh, the time schedules, they're all blank. The Phantom Train guides the departed ones to the spirit world. They have no need of schedules. We are going to use the tent. And then just take a look at the ghost. You can see he's got a mithril knife and a relic ring. That's all. It's just a little bit of extra help on the Phantom Train. Now, what's this? Let me just give it a... Sir Edgar, maybe we shouldn't fumble with that. Whoops! How can you... How could you... Cyan, you're not scared, are you? How dare you! Just because I respect other beings' property doesn't mean I'm afraid of levers. Relax, my mechanically challenged friend. It's just the lever to attach another train car. Mechanically challenged? How could you tell? And now we'll go through the Phantom Train as normal. One of these guys will sell us more tools if we need. But we shouldn't need it. Again, I'm trying to use tools as much as possible to see how often it is they break. Normally I'd fight these guys, gain some experience, but as I said, we're on a bit of a tight timetable today. Can we use a bioblaster on them? No, we can't. And it broke. Okay, yep. Tools are breaking way too often. One of the things I want to discuss while we're going through this Phantom Train is the character of Cyan and how interesting of a character I found him. There was a discussion on the hacking forums of what if Final Fantasy VI had been like Final Fantasy IV or Final Fantasy V, where you only get a few mainstay characters and the rest come in and out of your party. Who would be the main characters of Final Fantasy VI if you only got 4 or 5? And in thinking about that question, I tried to think of which characters could we remove and still have them play the same role in the story. And obviously you have Locke, Terra, and Celes, that those are the 3 characters that the story really goes around. So you can't remove them. But Setzer could be an NPC and still fulfill his exact same role in the story. Mog, Gau, they operate as optional characters anyway. Edgar and Sabin could also play their same roles in the story, either as short-term guests or as NPCs. I mean, Edgar's the king of a kingdom. I'm trying to think of who else. Shadow, yep, Shadow is optional. Realm and Strago, you could have the full story without them. They could just show up during the scenes in Thamasa. But the one character that you couldn't remove and still have the story go where it should was Cyan. And the reason for that is because Locke represents the connection of the storyline with the Returners. Terra represents the connection with the Espers. Celes represents the connection with the Empire, and you need all 3 of them in order to have the events of the story play out. Cyan fulfills a very important role in showing what the stakes are, why you're fighting against Gestal and his empire. If you think of it, he's the person that was failed by both the Empire and by the Returners. And he has as much stake in what's going on in the world as anyone else. And really brings a nice pathos or emotion to the story. So I actually chose Cyan as the fourth main character of Final Fantasy VI. I didn't think you could have the story work without him. No escape. Haha, whatever did you think you were doing? No escape, huh? No escape. Who's there? It came from this direction. It's like a bad Doctor Who episode. Whoa, they're coming! No escape! This way too! You can't escape. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. You can't escape. Bloody persistent. I believe we're stuck. Drat, I forgot my grappling hook. Okay, the time has come to see if all of my training has paid off. Come on, guys. Yahoo! No escape. Hey. Uh-oh. I love the surprised face on the ghost. Bloody persistent. We have to detach the rear train cars. Luckily, we can do just that. Can't follow us now. We'll save here, but I don't plan to use a tent. Broke another noise blaster. Seems to be happening almost 1 in 4 times. Or 1 to 2 times. Look out! Shitting up backspace. Ah, come on. I'm trying to get through this while I'm on my lunch break. Random battle. In almost every RPG in the mid-90s, there was a mandated ghost ship segment, where no matter what you did, you always ended up on a ghost ship somehow. And Final Fantasy VI got around that by making it a train, and actually by tying it to a character's development. No, none of these are a shop. And now, an optional scene. Food, food! Bring me everything you got. Are you going to be okay if you eat this? It's like our father always said, you can't wage war on an empty stomach. Don't encourage him. Gobble. Snarf. Gulp. HP and MP recovered, and status ailments like poison cured. Now, a lot of the hack that I have done on Divergent Paths, the art form, well, I've stepped on all I can, let's go, has been figuring out how to free up space. Now, that scene right there where you eat food at the table, there is a different scene whether you have, well, after the first scene is always the same, but after that it's different whether you bring Sabin, Cyan, or Shadow at the front of your party. They have a separate scene coded for them. I actually made it the same scene no matter who was at the front of your party, and that was just one of the concessions that I made in order to free up space. Earrings for a completely physical team. Stop where you are! I am Siegfried, the world's greatest swordsman. The treasure chest is mine. If I were you, Ox, I'd grab Grandpa here and run. You look more like a manicurist. Now scram. Aha! The Ox bellows. Allow me to introduce my blade. Go, guys. Ha! Ha! Ah! Give up? Ah! 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 Give up? Oh, let's possess. Give him the fate he deserves. What a bag of wind. Impossible! I'm the greatest! But I'll still laugh last. Wahaha! This treasure is mine! Ta-ta, cretins! So one of the questions of Final Fantasy VI is... are there two Siegfrieds? Okay, those are all random battles. Seems to want to come with us. Yeah. Well, let's bring it along. Part of that... oh, these chests were dummied out in the original game. They were sitting there, but they didn't have the chest graphic, so you couldn't actually open them. Are there two Siegfrieds? Because one of them is spelled with an S, one is a Z. There's actually, I think, 3 different spellings of Siegfried throughout the course of the game. And if there are two Siegfrieds, because he warns you that there's an imposter that looks like him, then what's the real one, what's the fake one? And I think the one you encounter on the train here is the fake Siegfried. Fast forward as much as possible. Just controls. Okay, that's... I'm pretty sure one of these is a shop. We'll see. Oh, not these guys. Let's try in a box. If I remember, this one's pretty difficult. Yeah, the Spectre. And this is the time to use Possess. Oh, you can't possess them. I didn't know that. Let's get a Phoenix down. I'm skipping all the random battles trying to get to the end of this stream. Well, that was a costly battle. But we got our Hyper Wrist. Sniper Sights and Phoenix Down. So we are going to use both of the Phoenix Downs we just got. And also use up a lot of the potions that we have. This is really the last point in the game where you need it. Shall we be off? Guess we're on our own now. So we shall save right here. This is the engineer's room. Gotta stop this thing. And from here, I don't exactly remember the puzzle, so I'm going to equip the Moogle Charm so we don't get random battles. And it's either the first two or the second two. I know the middle one is down. Just throw this switch in. Huh? Nothing's happening. Now, if you go back into that last compartment, you'll get a hint. But we're gonna do this. Oh. You can tell it's been a while since I played this part of the game. So, you've been slowing my progress. Now, there are many things when you're doing a hack like this, especially when it includes bug fixes, that the question is, which bugs do you fix? And the answer is, you gotta suplex the train. Now, since we are running out of time, I am gonna do the cheap death of the Phoenix Down. Any undead enemy in the game, you can use a Phoenix Down on them. That includes bosses. I will let you go, but first, there's something I must do. Where are we? Hoo boy, finally got off. We shouldn't be here. Let's go, now. No! Elaine! Owen! Cyan, is that your wife and child? Departing? Twins finishing each other's sentences. Please wait. Elaine. Owen. My love, you made me so happy. Don't forget me. Dad, I'll make sure Mom's alright. And one of the things that I appreciate about this game is that it lets that scene breathe. You can talk to Cyan, but nothing will happen. There's nothing to do other than give Elaine and Owen a moment of silence. Okay, I would love to finish this scenario, but I am out of time for today, so we'll pick back up from here when we next record. Thanks.